Hello, everyone. Welcome to It's Sybil. I am Sybil Wilkes, and today we have everyone here. Hello, Myra J.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, you Quinn.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right.
And Stephen Hill.
Spectacular. Yeah, I'm feeling great.
Spectacular.
Well, except I had ED. No, I'm sorry, not ED. TD. Technical difficulties, not erectile dysfunction.
I was gonna say, well, we're
Me
sharing
too.
a lot to start the show.
Really?
No.
Usually the sun goes down before you have talk like that.
Sorry, I got the old school 1987 radio micro headphones on because my microphone was acting up. So I apologize, but we're here.
For the ED and the TD. Okay. All right. Although I think somebody else should be getting that apology. Everybody good other than Stephen Hill's TD?
Yes, we are. It's a lovely day in the neighborhood.
Is it?
Yes, it are.
Okay. So you're not having any strange weather because it's back to being really hot here.
Oh, it's hotter than Satan's toenails here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That visual took me to a Lil Nas X video. I don't know why.
Yes, it's like 91, I think.
Yeah, it's close to 100 today
Yeah,
here.
unseasonably warm, but I will not complain about the heat because I am a sun bunny. So that's why I say it's a lovely day.
So do you get out? Do you like when you walk during the day, or do you like are you like an early morning person? So
And
you
I'm an early morning walker. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Because you'd be a fool be out there walking in 97 degrees.
Well, I was up and out early and did go for a short walk, and it was still kind of warm, but it was in the 70s, I think, when I started. But by the time I finished my walk, it was like 80 something, and I was feeling it. And then a guy came to work on my grass and he was sweating out there. I was like, Mister, let me give you some water. Let me give you a roll of paper towels, all that kind of stuff. Because it really jumped up. Yeah. Yeah. Gwen, how's the weather there? Are you becoming acclimated to Virginia?
Yeah, I would say I'm becoming acclimated. I actually just got back from Mexico over the
Of
weekend.
course. That's how you get acclimated. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 80 degrees here in Virginia, but it was definitely like 90 something. Or I guess are we doing toenail like hot as hell toenail weather? It was like maybe
I don't know how to use that as a
I'm trying to figure out
deciding
the best.
factor where it is on,
It's going good. But it's so pretty. I love the nature and stuff out here and how silent it is in Harrisonburg. So I've been enjoying that. But yes, Mexico was great. Too much tequila. So don't ask me about what I did because I don't remember.
You don't remember. Okay.
Brand
Okay.
talk.
Really? That's how much tequila you had that you don't remember what you did?
I
Or you
broke
just-
it
you're just saying
down.
that?
Yeah, I don't.
Only
Okay.
one?
Like the entire time you don't remember?
Myra.
Like, do you remember getting off the plane
Yes.
and then getting back on the plane?
Yes.
Okay. So that precludes us
Remember
from
the-
asking any more questions,
That-
and I
that's
think
it.
that's the way she likes it. Yeah.
That sounds like my trip to Rio a couple for 20 years ago. I claimed I couldn't remember either.
And you still don't. You still make
Yeah.
that claim, or you
Yeah.
do?
Well, it depends on who finds the pictures.
Stick with your story. That's all I'm
I'm about
saying.
to Google now.
Guys always say that about Rio. Even when you're there with a guy, he goes, "I don't remember. I just
They say that about Vegas. What's so special?
no, nothing like Rio. There's
Nothing like Rio.
I'm telling you. I'm
Look,
telling you.
it is in my past. I'll give you the following Rio story. Three friends of mine, we went to Rio because we'd heard about Rio. Like, yeah, we'll go, and then we get disappointed. We landed in Rio, and I'm going to go with the Quinn. I remember getting off the plane, and then when we got on the plane, we were sitting in different places, but we met in the middle of the plane, and we said to each other, "Did that really just happen?"
Yeah. It's like
Did that
the
really
Hangover.
just happen?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Rio,
Like the movie The Hangover. Yeah.
Rio, the MTV party, Christmas party, and Hamilton are three things that are so hyped you can't believe it, and then they go beyond the hype.
And people don't believe it. Absolutely don't believe it. All right. So Quinn, put that on your list. Make Rio. I'm not sure if Rio is the same these days as it was 20, 30 years ago, but those were good times. All right. So let's talk about
Shout out Club Help.
The What You Need to Know newsletter. This is our Monday through Friday newsletter. It's absolutely free. The subscription is. Please go to SybilWilkes.com. Just give us your name and your email address. We'll have it in your email box every Monday through Friday morning. And we do talk about African American topics or how they affect our African American community. And not only that, but we do talk about social justice issues. That is Coy Malone, our social justice contributor. We talk about politics. In addition to what I do, Kwyn's brother, big brother, Cameron, talks about that. And Cameron was talking about Illinois politics, especially most recently. But Kwyn is talking about LGBTQ issues. That's her wheelbase, her wheelhouse. So, Kwyn, tell us about the Montana judge who ruled in favor of transgender folks in that state, and that's unusual.
Yeah, so a Montana judge actually issued an order on Monday morning that allowed transgender people to change the gender on their birth certificate. And this is important because when trans folks do complete their transition, they have to also align all of their documents, from the state ID to the birth certificate to everything. So when they do get checked either at the airport or like at a club or even like to vote, like things all are aligned and they aren't like publicly humiliated about transition, right? So this is like huge. But even though a judge issued this, a Montana health department didn't abide by it. So the judge had issued an order on Monday morning saying that health officials made calculated violations of his order, which told them to temporarily stop enforcing a law blocking transgender people from changing their gender on their birth certificates unless they had undergone surgery. So this was according to NBC News. The district court judge by the name of Michael Moses said Monday he would promptly consider motions for contempt based on continued violations of this order that he passed back in April, which he clarified in a verbal order at a hearing on Thursday. And Montana is a Republican-run state, and they had said that they would defy this order and keep in place the rule that disallowed any changes to people's birth certificate, let they be trans or cisgender or what have you. And so this has also been picked up by the ACLU. And Alex Raitt, who is an attorney with ACLU, said that it's unfortunate that has taken two very clear court orders and many months to try to comply with this law. He said the ACLU represents the plaintiffs, which also include two transgender people who want to change their birth certificates in the state of Montana. He said, but from the perspective of the transgender Montanians who are seeking to obtain accurate identity documents, this announcement is certainly progress. And so hopefully people start following the law, I guess, even though I don't believe in the law. But yes, hopefully people go ahead and follow.
But this law works in your favor. So do you believe in that law?
Of course.
It makes my little, communist self a little happy, but I'm almost just like, It's so subjective. People follow what they want to follow. And that's what it's just giving. It's giving. Because some people be like, oh, respect the law. And it's like, okay, don't do it. And they'll be like, forget the law. And it's like, but you just said it's contradicting.
Well, you're right. It is absolutely subjective. Yes, we follow the law when the law works for me. And when it doesn't, nope, we're going to fight it. So such is life. Do you think this will go and take, it sounds like one of those cases that could absolutely go to the state appellate court and maybe even beyond to the Supreme Court?
Yes, I hope that it actually does go far. I have been trying to find more information on if this sets a precedent for other states that are trying to get the same type of law passed. Because I know even in Illinois, there is a bill that has been kind of halted in terms of like progression, in terms of allowing folks to even change their names, like in general. So going all the way back to the birth certificate is like a huge like legal step in terms of making things equitable for trans folks. But I hope it does. Sue them all. Sue them.
You want to move on, or you want to stay in this for a minute?
Oh Lord, what you finna say, Steve?
No. This is a Sybil Yolanda question.
Go ahead. Cool. We got a little time.
So I want to start by saying I think there needs to be a certificate that is recognized by the government and everyone else that talks about where you are in a current moment. I think a birth certificate properly defines if the definition is penis and vagina, a if that is the definition, I'm not saying it should be, so clear, but if that is the definition, at birth, you have one of those things.
And
Now,
one of those things, whether it belongs or not,
I want to be clear.
That's how
Everybody
you
can be the way, but I'm saying if that is the definition, at birth, that's the truth. So the birth certificate would not be the thing to change. There should be, and I'll go back to what I said at the beginning, there should be a recognized certificate that should not be difficult to get for people to choose what they are later in life, but it's not the birth certificate.
Have you heard of the term intersex?
Isn't that an hermaphrodite?
Not since Rio.
It is like a hermaphrodite. Whoa. Okay. Okay. So apparently,
no, Thailand and Rio. I'm just saying. Okay.
Oh,
so
not Thailand.
Okay. Go, but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Doctors actually take the privilege of choosing a person's gender at birth. If the penis, because we're talking about penis and vagina, if they see the penis is too small, they will go ahead and choose to cut that and be like, okay, that's a girl. Or if they see that the vagina is too long, they'll be like, oh, okay, that's a man. So gender really has not been a choice for a lot.
Sometimes it's just tucked. It's not necessarily cut.
Or even get tucked, like whatever. And so like you have these people that now that are existing that had something imposed upon them, not only like their identity in terms of like their race and like, you know, their femininity and masculinity, but their gender expression. So going
I agree with you.
Back to the Genesis is a opportunity for that type of social reparation.
But that's
for that small percentage of people, 100%. I'm all the way in.
So are you
saying
that? Okay. Oh, no,
what I'm saying is that if I choose to be define myself as a woman at the age of 21, my birth certificate should not change because I was a male at birth. That's all. And I'm not speaking for the small percentage. I agree with you for the small percentage. There's something that's not one of the other two, but that is a small percentage. Not that they don't deserve their own. I want to be clear. But I'm just talking about people like me. If I decide I want to be a woman later on, my birth certificate should still read male because that's what it was at birth.
And that has been a discussion that I've had over the last couple of days, Kwyn. And I agree with Steve. I think that there is a small percentage where the decision is made for them, and that's not fair, but that is what it is. And if you are able to make that distinction in a court of law or wherever it is, in order to have that done for your birth certificate. But I think when you are born a woman and you make the decision to become a man, then you have two documents.
Why would you add when you could change the original?
Because it would be
false. Then it's not the original.
It would be false.
It's no longer the original.
I think that absolutely eradicates not only the person's again, their choice, their body, their choice, but also it really does again humiliate and expose folks that do not want to publicly come out. Like,
okay, that's a whole nother matter, and that's something. But here's the other thing: if you're able to come out and tell your friends and your family, "I've made this change," then.
But I don't know why. I don't know. I just think that's interesting. I don't know why there's an abhorrence of not allowing people to.
It's not an abhorrence. It's not. That's just
people should be able to change. No, people should change. People should be able to change.
Yeah, we're not saying you can't.
But you can't change facts. That's the thing.
That's the thing that's changing. You guys are talking about a social construct that you believe is fluid. I hear that you guys believe gender identity is fluid. I know you agree with me on that. So if you're saying that it is fluid, then why are you allowing the two that contradict itself? Because you can't say
because even fluid has a point where it starts and it ends, and you can't alter the place that starts just because you end up a different place. It's fluid, but But the truth of the matter is that if gender is defined by
who says it's true?
No. I'm using that as the base, because if we don't use that as a base, we can go down a really long rabbit hole. But
right.
let's go.
Well, we don't have that kind of time. We have time, but we don't have that kind of time.
That's why I asked. That's why I asked.
No. And I think you guys can come to some agreement, or at least come to a place where you agree to disagree. But I'm with Steve in that. And the question has been asked, what about people who are born Black and choose to represent themselves as white? Is that the same? No, I'm asking you.
Okay, let's debunk this right now, because I was having a conversation with somebody about this earlier.
Good. Okay.
Rachel Dolezal is different than a trans woman in the fact that when it comes to Rachel Dolezal, and I bring this up because people say,
now, for people who don't know who Rachel Dolezal was, she was a woman who was white. She was born a white woman, chose to present herself as a Black woman and head of the NAACP chapter and all of this other kind of stuff. And this was a couple of years ago and people say, well, Rachel Dolezal, where I know that name? That's the woman. So go ahead.
Yes. So for me, I do believe that race is a social construct. And when I say social construct, it has been a political tool for folks to go ahead and take away choices and to also give choices to others. I also do believe that misogyny and patriarchy is a political tool that allows the system to manipulate accessibility, economic empowerment, also just like political privilege based off of your gender. Now, the difference for me that I tell people is that gender is something that is fluid, whereas I feel like race is something that is not a constant, but I would say that it's something that's a bit more defined, clearer than gender.
Okay.
As if like it's something that's subjective. I don't feel as if race is or can be as subjective. And then one day, to be honest, I would like for us to live in a world without boxes. I would like for us to live in a world without boxes in its entirety. Because honestly, God don't see it either way. God really see you as you. And I believe I'm outside of this whole soul entirely. But at least when it comes to like Rachel Dolezal, because she was able to profit off of the system that she knows was marginally housed by a population of people, a culture of people, a significant number of people that she did not actually have the place in and should not have that place in, is actually manipulative. It's parasitic. And I believe that when people think about trans athletes, they see trans athletes as like, oh, we're just going to take over your thing. When really, there have been trans men and women in closets for a very, very long time. There have been people.
But we know them when they're on that team. Trust and believe. We know when they're on that team.
Not like some type of Popeye spinach eating like type of people. These are honestly human beings that just want to exist and be able to participate in the same things that we should. And so this whole type of like, oh, why should they do this? It's not about like this and that, like something's being taken away from us because they're able to do something. It's more so, why can't they? Why can't they? Why can't trans people change their birth certificates? Why can't they get married? Why can't they go ahead and use the bathroom? Like, why can't they? It's not something that's being taken away from us if they do. So I don't know why, like, there is this type of not selfishness of community responsibility, but some type of acknowledgement when it comes to like rights and choices. Because Bell Hooks says oppression is the absence of choices. And we have been oppressing trans folks for a very, very long time.
There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. And we are, and I love your passion, but no, we're married to the clock here. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's a legal marriage, not a,
by the way, clock, literally, I don't know if you knew this, non-binary.
I can't resist.
A couple of things.
She's out.
A couple of things I did want to mention about the newsletter. One story that I'm very passionate about is that today is Black Women's Equal Pay Day. This is the day that a Black woman must work into this year to make what a white non-Hispanic man made last year, plus the days into this year.
Wow.
So that's 365 days plus another 279 days. That's the amount of time a Black woman must work to equal what a white man made in 365 days. Wow. And we talk about this every year, but we have to be about the action, about changing this. And it's gotten worse in terms of the amount of money that we're making compared to white men. Also, in terms of the dollar value. Last year, Black women were making 63 cents on the dollar. This year, we're making 58 cents on the dollar. They say it will take until the year 2130 if we don't do anything about this to become equal. We've got to do something. We talk about a number of these things in the newsletter, so I hope that you will take a look at this. Also want you to take a look at our Black and Missing section. A beautiful little boy, been missing since January, and his name is Coy. I think it's Coy, but he is 5 years old and he's been missing. And please go, and if you know of his, and find out where he was and what's going on. And if you know of it, please go to the Black and Missing Foundation. Okay. Something a little lighter today for our question of the day, which I always enjoy, and especially for our two music mavens in the house, Stephen Hill and Myra J, and their love of music. So today is Earth, Wind, and Fire Day.
That's right.
Do you remember?
Every day is
21st day of
Earth, Wind, Fire.
September.
Well,
That's
okay,
right.
you're right, Stephen
Right.
Hill.
Do you remember?
That's right. The night of the 21st of September.
That's right.
So
It depends. Was Kwyn in Mexico? Then probably not.
were you in Rio?
Okay, thank you.
He doesn't remember.
I don't remember.
So the question for me to ask of you, one of the songwriters said there's no significance to September 21st date in September. The question is asked in their 1978 hit, #1 hit, September. Obviously catchy, obviously irresistible. But as it turns out, people are looking for meaning into the 21st day of September. And the late co-writer said it just worked better. That was the date. Do you remember the 1st of September? No, not so much. Do you remember the 15th of September? No. So they settled on the 20th. And it took them 4 months to write this song, by the way. So that leads us to the question of the day. What are the song lyrics or words that you've ever wondered about? Or maybe you have a song that you had lyrics in your head that turned out to not be. If you'd like to share some of those, Myra, with your friends or your friends who have come up with the wrong lyrics. But we have two music experts here. Stephen Hill, obviously music is his life. And Myra, music is your party life as well. And so provide a laugh or give us some information about these song-related songs, including the lyrics we often get wrong. And in this case, September, what does it mean? So that's our question. You have questions about what a lyric means or something that you misunderstood. And Myra,
the Gap Band, I love me some Gap Band, Uncle Charlie. I went to the closet and saw no clothes. All I saw was a
hanger and poles. Hanger and poles. Went to the closet and saw no clothes. All I saw was a hanger and poles.
I went to the closet, saw no clothes. All I saw was empty clothes. That's I kept going, what is he saying? All these years, I tried to Google it and everything. I was like, what is that little part?
Hanger and poles.
Hanger and poles. Gotcha.
So they had stripper poles even then, talking about them in the songs.
I swear that's what I was thinking. I was like, they had poles in the okay.
I've always loved that lyric because it's so visual. Like it's just visual. Went to the closet, saw no clothes. All I saw, and you kind of see the hanger swinging.
Yeah, absolutely. Kwyn, I know you grew up on the classics thanks to your mom. And so if you have any questions about songs or perhaps the lyrics that you may have gotten wrong until somebody corrected you. Myra, what is the song Laid Back and Eating Those, what is it? And those Drinking a Mr. Pibb. That's what it was. That's what it was.
What's that?
Have a Mr. Pibb. Couldn't rest a bit. It was an LTD song. Jeffrey Osborne.
I bet you lie awake nights, never rest a bit.
Yes,
at least yourself, at least be fair.
Right.
And have a Mr. Pibb.
Someone, our dear Yolanda, we're in the limo just singing. Everybody, and she said, "And have a Mr. Pibb,"
and real loud.
And everybody just stopped, like, what? It's couldn't rest a bit. No, it's not. It's have a Mr. Pibb. First of all, who's drinking Mr. Pibb enough to sing about it? Who's singing about Mr. Pibb?
One of my favorites, Stephen Hill, is still trying to understand, but it was the 60s and 70s, so perhaps this answers a lot of it. Of course, Benny and the Jets, and for me, with what, and if ever I had an opportunity to meet Elton John, and I know others have asked him, but I need to know what those lyrics meant.
Which ones? I can tell you.
Oh, I know you can. I'll come up with. Steve,
Candy,
have you ever been confused by a lyric?
Candy and Ronnie Spector. Have you seen them yet? Obit the So Spaced Out, Benny and the Jets. Obit the Weird and the Wonderful. It's also about a drug trip. I have been confused by lyrics before.
Which a lot of his songs were actually.
But before I get into that, I want to go back to September. Music written by Maurice White and Al McKay, the guitars, and Ali Willis did the lyrics. And by the way, it took them a long time to write, and they still didn't write. They just said we're tired of it because Badia was always supposed to be words that they never figured out what words would go there.
Right, and
Badia, say do you remember Badia? And they used that as a placeholder in the song, and then they were just like, we just forget it.
We'll come up with something on the fly, and they didn't, and they just, like you said, a placeholder.
Philip Bailey hated that song, by the way. When he first heard this song, Philip Bailey was like, "This is the stupidest song in the world," and he was like, "I was wrong."
Number one.
I may stump you with this one. This is very, very old school, but I also never knew the words to, or I thought of some very inappropriate words to the Oogum Boogum song.
What's Oogum Boogum?
You never.
See?
What's the Oogum Boogum song?
Well, first of all, I can't sing, and then I can't sing.
Yeah.
Oogum Boogum, Boogum, now baby, you cast your spell on me. Oogum Boogum.
Who did the song, Myra?
No. I think Myra did the song.
No. There is somebody out there. One of our listeners knows the Oogum Boogum song.
So Yolanda, if we do have people not only who know the Oogum Boogum song, but if you have other questions, Kwyn, do you have a question about any of the lyrics that you've come across?
I do, but they're not old classic songs. I listen to heavy metal, and so
that's okay. That's even better for Stephen Hill.
It's a black metal song. Who's that?
My Radiohead sweatshirt. That's all.
Oh, okay, true. So it's a song by Kill, Switch, and Engage that my brother put me onto, that Karen put me onto, called My Curse. And the verse, I just still don't know it, but I know it's fire. Whatever he's saying. But
it's called Kill. What's the name of the group? Kill, Switch, and Engage.
Kill, Switch, Engage, and the song is called My Curse. I literally play it as a motivational song.
Myra, I have Brenton Woods,
yes, the
Oogum Boogum song. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Gail Artist on Facebook says Rapper's Delight. After school, we took a dip in the pool, which was really on the wall. What?
I got a color TV. No. But I Gail, I was gonna shout her out because after that is the one lyric that I can never get. Hear me talk about checkbook, credit cards, more money the sucker could ever spend, but I wouldn't give a sucker or a punk for the rockin', not a dime. I never knew what those lyrics were. Like that's maybe she's leading up to that, but like that's the one. But I wouldn't give a sucker or a pump for the rockin', not a dime till I did, and I never looked them up. I've never looked them up, but I have no idea what it is. Gail Artist from Facebook.
Wow.
We are kin.
Wow.
We are kin on that. Checkbook, credit cards, more money than a sucker.
Okay. Brian Bailey on YouTube says the lyrics chorus to Jack and Diane. Oh yeah, life goes on long after
the thrill of living is gone.
It's gone. Yes, okay.
Long after the thrill of living
is gone. Brothers Johnson, Strawberry Letter 23. Karen Wheeler asked about that on Facebook. Is there anything specific?
Yet another song that it helps if you've had some, if you're in the states of either Colorado, Nevada, California,
for medicinal
Washington,
purposes.
DC, for medicinal purposes, it helps if you're in one of those states to listen to that song.
And also the Spice Girl song. I gotta figure out the Spice Girl song I just be singing.
Which Spice Girl song was that?
Tell me what you want.
Yes, that song. I don't know.
What you really want. I wanna really want to sing.
The bridge part. Summertime, what's this?
If you want to be my lover, You got to get with my friend, which is a crazy lyric, like they made it in Rio or something.
Yeah.
Like they made it in
For
Rio.
real. For real.
On yourself right now. Like, yes.
No, that's true. That girl on YouTube says, at first thought the song Mary Jane was about a woman. Yes, most of us at our younger age
so
did.
many people did.
Yeah, you weren't alone, darling. You weren't alone.
The same way people think D'Angelo's Brown Sugar is about a woman, my friends.
Yeah. And Quinn, something we just put on oatmeal.
Quinn, do not tell me you do not realize that Brown Sugar with the sister by the name of Chocolate Tie. Don't tell me you didn't know that was about the same thing that the Rick James Mary Jane song is about.
I had no idea.
There you go.
Okay. She's so cute sometimes.
There it is.
There you go. Aubrey Williams, rather, on YouTube says, I didn't know the song Brown Sugar by D'Angelo was actually about drugs. Yeah.
Yep.
Was hoping it was about something else, but not. Steve, Regina Glover on Facebook, what is a serpentine fire? It sounds like something you need to go to the doctor for.
Just like Purple Rain. I don't know what it was, but I'm supposed to be in it.
Yo, that's funny. That's funny.
So, Stephen Hill, what was it about Rapper's Delight, the song you were asking the lyric?
Hear me talk about checkbook, credit cards, more money than a sucker could ever spend. But I wouldn't give a sucker or a punk for the rocket, not a dime till I did it again.
What's not to understand?
That's not the right lyrics. That can't be the right lyrics.
No, it's pretty close. Hear me talking about checkbooks, credit cards, more money than a sucker can ever spend. But I wouldn't give a sucker or a bum from the rucker, not a dime till I made it again.
But I wouldn't give a sucker or a punk from the rucker, not a dime till okay. Literally hadn't known that for 40. What are we looking at? 42 years.
Oh my.
43 years.
Oh my. A lot like that trip to Rio. Barry White, I'm never gonna quit because quitting just ain't my shtick. Kind of sounded like I'll never quit because Quentin just ate my steak. Michael Starworth says on Facebook. Quentin ate my steak.
That darn Quentin.
Quentin ate my steak. Eating that chicken and enjoying the fries. And Amy W on YouTube says, Stephen is so full of music knowledge. You should be teaching a class. Yeah, absolutely. I take it. Randall, you are. Randall Andrews on Facebook, Mary J. Blige Family Affair, still trying to figure out what a dancery is.
That's right. What is a dancery and what is a secretary? I said, and I was your secretary. No wonder he left you. They're being a secretary.
Jacqueline from YouTube is surprised that Little Red Corvette is not about a car. Just listen to the lyrics, my friend.
Oh, I knew that. Yeah.
Just listen to the lyrics.
Myra said, I knew that. Okay.
And the ride is so smooth. You must be a limousine.
Just like Usher's Good Kisser is not about smooching.
Quinn? Quinn?
Huh?
Quinn, who looks right now like Santa Claus. She's just talking about Santa Claus.
Right. Like,
wow. That was
or at least the Easter Bunny. I'm not sure. It just is such a sad.
Okay, so it's Good Kissing about drugs too. Is that?
No.
Well, it depends on what you call an
what you're
intoxicant.
addicted to.
Oh, all these euphemisms. What is the song about, Mr. Raymond? I used to like that song, and now I don't.
There's nothing not to like about it.
Oh, it's a great song.
Great song.
And sometimes the act itself. Yolanda, you had some others. Yolanda.
Oh my God.
What? Mercedes, Michael Jackson, Mama Say, Mama Sa. What?
Mama Kusa.
Mama Say, Mama Sa, Mama Kosa.
Makusa.
Not to be confused with Manu Dibango, who made Mama Kosa.
Yes, which is where he got that.
That's Mama Kosa.
Yep.
Brenda Brooks Perry on YouTube says 1 2 1 2 3 Uggum, uggum, boogum, uggum, uggum, boogum, Myra.
Boogum,
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 boogum now,
boogum, boogum now,
baby.
baby. You cast your spell on me. Boogum, 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 baby. You're casting your spell on me. But it's that next part because it was like stick out your something, and I was like, what? Stick out my what? What? I never quite got that next part.
Oh, I think we know what was asked to be stuck out there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was just a little girl.
Well, thank you so much for playing, Stephen Hill. I always love when we come to play with you and learn
So much fun.
from the lyrics. And Myra, we always appreciate.
No, I'm laughing because somebody did different. What the heck is get you, ya, da, da.
Yeah, and how did Lady Marmalade? Where does that come from? Voulez-vous and get you. Yeah. Okay, it's New Orleans. All right.
Maybe
New
want
Orleans.
to learn some
Orleans.
Creole.
New Orleans.
All right, let us move to our trending top. Oh, I'm sorry. Manuel Murphy, James Brown makes a career of making up words in songs. He did.
Oh my gosh, yes. Escapism. I listened to Escapism the other day, the single version. I'm like, that's not a word. Like there's a whole bunch of things. There's just not words in there. By the way, Michael Stallworth from Facebook, Manu Dibango did go to court over Mama Say, Mama Sa, Mama Kosa, and they settled outside of court.
Okay.
And he would know that. All right, let us move to trending topics, things that have happened since last we saw each other or since the sun went down. Myra J., let's talk about your dates. You guys, I know George is cracking the whip and getting ready for you all to go back out on the road. J. Anthony Brown mentioned Memphis. I think there's a Colleen date and some other times.
Yep, I think we're going to be in Huntsville, Alabama, October 15th and 16th.
Mm-hmm.
The other dates, I believe, are going to be in November now.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, but if you just happen to be rolling around Huntsville, Alabama, next month,
you guys will be there.
We will be there until they put us out. Yes.
Or unless the weather changes, and then Myra will leave early.
Yeah, that was not fun. That was not fun.
Young Kwyn, where are you headed? Now that you just come off a vacation and go back to the classroom. I love that. Start a job with a vacation.
I'm actually still stuck to the song is about oral sex. My mind is kind of blown.
Okay, could we stay with trending topics?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm in DC this weekend. The show on Saturday evening for So Far DC. And then I think I'm actually gonna take a little break. I'm trying to get some more workshops and stuff because I want to write more essays and creative fiction. Because I really like coming of age stories and stuff like that. So.
Oh, nice. Okay. Perfect for you. And Stephen Hill, any shows that you would like to report for your better half?
No, I think we're going to be in D.C. the following week. She's doing something for the Congressional Black Caucus. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Cool. We'll figure it all out.
And then
we got a wedding. I got a wedding a month and a day.
Tomorrow.
The date?
No,
I don't think we announced the date, but it's over. It's close to a month from now.
That is so awesome. That is awesome.
Very cool.
All right, Myra, let's go to your tag there. Way to go, Tisha.
Go, Tisha.
The New York State Attorney General has sued Donald Trump, his company, and his three of his adult children over fraud claims and seeking at least $250 million in penalties. The New York Attorney General, she's been working on this for a very long time, over 3 years, a 220-page document. She didn't read the whole thing during the press conference, but she has announced that they are taking Donald Trump, the former president, the Trump Organization, and Donald Jr., Eric, and Ivanka Trump, and others for allegedly widespread fraud involving years' worth of false information and financial statements related to the company's business. And as I mentioned, $250 million in damages they're seeking. Also seeks to permanently bar the Trumps from ever serving as an officer of a company in the state of New York and permanently prohibit the Trump companies named in the suit from doing business in New York State. And
wait,
she's
there's
asked,
more.
Wait, there's more.
She has asked federal prosecutors in Manhattan and the IRS to investigate Donald Trump for possible federal crimes. This is a civil suit. And she said the evidence obtained during her 3-year civil probe of Trump indicated possible crimes of bank fraud and making false statements to financial institutions. By overvaluing his properties, this has led to the claims that he made in applying for loans. And so she said she's moving on to this and sending the information to the feds as well as the Manhattan district attorney is supposed to be having a case against him in a criminal probe later on in the month of October. They're supposed to be seating a jury. So it's going to be interesting to see how all this happens. Stephen Hill, are you glad or not so glad to be out of New York State?
Well, I can't wait to go back. I just want to join the celebration. I feel left out of the celebration.
Right.
And I know that they are dancing in the streets right now.
Yes. Oh,
because
yes.
she's a I don't use that analogy. She's going to be relentless. Relentless is going to be the word on this, and I cannot wait.
And in true Donald Trump form, Myra, his direct response to her was nothing less than a racist, sexist rant. Another witch hunt by racist Attorney General Letitia James, who failed in her run for governor, getting almost zero support from the public, and now is doing poorly against Law and Order AG, and he's promoting his own candidate there in the Attorney General's race, which will obviously take place in November.
I am so proud of this woman because she has had nothing but obstacles the entire time, and she never stopped. And I'm like, go get them, do your job, and don't stop.
And the biggest challenge to Trump is that this didn't come quickly, right? A lot of people thought this was going to come right after he stepped out of office.
Right.
But what she clearly did was take her time and makes it so this case is unassailable. Right. I guarantee you she is backed up with data and information to the gills. This is going to be grab the popcorn. Let's watch this.
Yeah, this is back to get your popcorn ready.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But because Myra, did you see during the conference, I think she said, they had emails in time. They had, time coded emails. Okay, so this came from this person, and then this was the response, and we have this. And Stephen, I'm telling you, as you said, it's everything, every I is dotted, every T is crossed, and even sometimes the Z is crossed, because that is how precise they were in this case.
She said it's not the art of the deal, it's the art of the steal. But she did everything except knock on the IRS's door and said, wait, I'm just going to slide these under the door. Here you go. Here you go.
Right.
Yeah. I am so proud of the sisters. And we have another one here, Bonnie Willis, who also is not backing down.
Now, we talked about her in the newsletter, the interview she did with the Washington Post most recently, telling them that they're hoping to bring a close to the investigation by the end of the year. But in the meantime, she said it's pretty clear by what they found so far that some people are going to go to jail. And she and only now, she's not even talking about the people who may be coming and the subpoenas may be brought against them, but certainly Rudy Giuliani is one of those of the 17 people that have been told we're coming for you, and the other 16 fake electors as well. Yeah,
I like what Shanta Brown from YouTube has. She came for him with something he knows nothing about. Facts.
That is absolutely right. Absolutely correct, Shanta. Point. Absolutely. So we'll wait and watch this. And she said that there have been an attempt to make a deal with them, and they did not accept it. But she said her door is always open.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That
he's
Mega Million
deal. Like, he has to make that deal. Like, all jokes aside, he's got to make. If him not making that deal, it's going to be so embarrassing that he doesn't see it coming because his ego won't let him. But like, there's a human decency part of me. I'm like, take the deal, dude. I'm like the little kid in that movie. The chess movie. Like, I'm offering you the draw, player. I'm offering you the draw.
Yeah.
What's the movie? Can't think of it now.
I know.
And also, just now, it says the U.S. Department,
Yeah,
the judge has said the U.S. Department of Justice can
has.
resume the criminal probe at Mar-a-Lago.
Yep,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
the
yeah.
Justice Department not happy with the Trump appointed lawyer, obviously, and they're going over her head. This might be from the appeals court, Myra,
Mhm.
and these are people on this appeals court who were appointed by Donald Trump, but they were not swayed by the appointment as much as Cannon was. So,
So
we'll
excited
see.
right now.
And Donald Trump may want to go to the new winners of the Illinois Mega Millions that finally stepped forward. They're still anonymous, but two people, mystery winners, have claimed that $1.34 billion Mega Millions prize 8 weeks after buying the tickets, and the third largest lottery jackpot in the country,
Wow.
in history. They chose to remain anonymous, and
No.
they claimed the prize. They said that they are going to take the lump sum of $780.5 million. They bought the winning ticket during a routine stop at the Speedway in Des Plaines, Illinois,
Nice.
and agreed to split the prize if they won. And so they turned out to be absolutely life-changing decisions. And they took their time, got all their papers and due diligence, did their due diligence in getting legal as well as financial advice. And they didn't even go. They sent their people to go and to hand in the ticket. And they had to do it before the end of this month. And so they're living on Easy Street now. So Donald, find out who they are. Maybe they can give you a loan. I don't know.
We just hope that their people found their way back to their.
Anybody buy their personal products from the dollar stores?
Yeah, Dollar Tree.
Yeah, Family Dollar is recalling Colgate
I'm scared to
products.
go in there.
Colgate Project. Why?
Colgate products sold in 11 states after improper storage. This is Colgate's Optic White toothpaste and mouthwash product line, sold in Arizona, California, Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Montana, New Mexico, Nevada, Oregon, Texas, and Utah. And they said they are not aware of any consumer complaints, but they said that they were not stored properly, like being left out in the sun for an extended period of time. And those that have been affected by have the affected products can return it to the Family Dollar store where they were purchased, and a receipt is not required. So, just a little public service there. Tropical storm. Another tropical storm is on the way, Myra. That's what I was asking you about, your vacation plans.
Oh, no, unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Not headed that way, not yet.
All right. We know Fiona has really done a lot of damage. Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and now past Bermuda. Some forecasters suggesting that a tropical depression or storm could form as soon as the next few days. This is the Eastern Caribbean Sea. They are looking at some gusty winds, as they say, and heavy rains. Areas near the Venezuelan coast, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao, the ABC islands there. So please be careful. And the racist of the NBA is trying to sell his teams. The man, Robert Sarver, who owns the Phoenix Suns and the Phoenix Mercury, has been suspended by the NBA for his racist and sexist, I guess, the way that he has treated his players as well as people on his staff. He said he will give up both teams, the Suns and the Mercury. The WNBA team is the Mercury, after the NBA found that he did use the N-word multiple times during his tenure as owner in the leagues. 60-year-old announced in a lengthy statement he is beginning the process of seeking buyers for the Suns and the Mercury following the NBA's findings. So when Brittany comes home, she may find herself with a different owner, because she will be coming home, and it looks like they're working in that direction to make that happen. But he says that after being fined $10 million and suspended for a year after the NBA investigated it and insisted that that was strong, and he's ready to move on where he can cuss at will and not be bothered.
Yeah, the players. There were a few marquee players who unbelievably respectfully disagreed with him only being suspended for that shorter period of time.
Right.
Drawing attention to the former Clippers owner who was kind of basically banned from the league. And a lot of people thought his transgressions were equally egregious. But the good story out of this, I think, is that I love our athletes taking up positions and being really respectful and smart about it. So it was LeBron and I'm blanking on my man's name, Chris Paul. Chris Paul really led the charge. So
and Chris Paul, I'm not sure if he still plays, but he did play for the Suns, right?
he did indeed.
Yeah.
He did indeed, I think.
LeBron tweeted just a little while ago, "I'm proud to be a part of a league committed to progress."
Yes.
Yeah. So those are our trending topics. And Kwyn, I'm sorry, too much sports talk for you.
Yeah, but I know I've been following the WNBA since Chicago. We won the last final.
I know. I want them to go back.
Yeah, no, we didn't make it. Yeah. Well, I didn't know Mercury is still actually still in the chance of winning this year.
So Candace Parker, still love you. Keep going. She is the star of the Chicago Sky. Absolutely adore her. All right, my friends. I'm sorry, Myra.
Can I do a very quick useless PSA?
Yes.
I saw this on the news and it disturbed me. Apparently, somebody is out here on TikTok seasoning chicken with
Myra, you have my story.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
No.
Seasoning chicken with what?
Hang on.
Oh.
Let us move. Go,
Sybil.
Entertainment.
Sorry.
and this has to do with the entertainment known as TikTok.
Oh, okay.
And as if they didn't have better things to do, the FDA has to come out and tell people, don't cook your chicken in NyQuil. And this is a part of a TikTok challenge, Steve.
Oh, that sounds kind of yummy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, it's dangerous. Yummy or not, it's dangerous.
I mean that too, but like,
you need to be slapped with a 2-piece, straight up 2-piece with a biscuit. If you got this seasoning, this is chicken abuse. It's just foul.
Oh, look what she did there. Cooking chicken in cough medicine NyQuil is not only silly and some people think it's unappetizing, Stephen Hill, but it can also be very unsafe. This has to do with the Sleepy Chicken TikTok challenge. Number of videos challenging people to cook their chicken in NyQuil, which contains acetaminophen, dextromethorphan, and doxylamine, or another similar over-the-counter cough medicine. And they say boiling the medicine can make it much more concentrated. We've seen that in the movies, and change its properties in other ways. So even if you don't eat the chicken, inhaling the medication's vapors while cooking can cause high levels of the drugs to enter your body, and it can also hurt your lungs.
Yep.
So,
all right. So learn from this. Use Dayquil. Public service announcement from me to you.
This is not the first time the FDA has had to warn against social media challenges that use non-prescription medicines. In September of 2020, a warning was issued after reports of teenagers getting admitted to emergency rooms after dying and participating in the Benadryl challenge. Remember that one? Mm-hmm. And that was a short video there. So everybody doesn't have to go along with the challenges. No. Use your common sense. This can't be good. It really can't be good for you.
I want to once again remind you that TikTok is owned by ByteDance, which is a Chinese company.
Okay.
I just want to point that out to you.
Okay.
Every once in a while, we should just remind ourselves that it is in China's
they don't mean us any good.
That we suck. It is in China's best interest that we, as Americans,
die.
And so notice, TikTok just finds slow ways to make you suck just a little bit more.
Every day.
That's what TikTok does. Oh, let's do the dancing in traffic challenge. Oh my God, that sounds very nice.
Let's do the choke 'em out challenge. Yeah.
Let's do the slide down a banister of razor blades challenge. Oh, that'd be great. Oh.
That comes with a visual warning, boys and girls. So Myra, we are on the same page regarding that story.
Yes. And one last thing I have to say real quick. Thank you so much, Stargaze 617. Because I forgot to mention I am on one-on-one with Monica Pearson on Sunday at 8:00 Eastern Standard. I totally forgot until they said it. Thank you so much. Yes.
So folks in Atlanta, or
Yes.
go online because
Yes.
you're going to see an interview
Yes.
between two
Yes.
great ladies there.
Yes.
Absolutely. Let us close out with Yogi's Jewel, our daily inspiration. The best communicator is one who listens. Shall I repeat that?
Huh?
So inhale understanding and exhale presumption. Ooh. Inhale understanding. Keep breathing. Keep going.
I can't inhale much further because of the boiling NyQuil over here. But keep going. Sorry, my bad.
Thank you all so much for participating. Thanks. It's good to have you back on terra firma U.S. shores there, Kwyn. Myra, we'll look for you on Sunday. And Stephen Hill with the question mark. Have you been informed and empowered today?
Absolutely, 100%. Not even a question. Yeah.
Okay. And Kwyn, don't mean to interrupt your meal. All right, everybody. See you later.
Bye. Be safe.